Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining for another awesome Rant review. You see it here. Yes, it's another awesome Rant review. It is Man on Fire, 2004's Man on Fire, starring, of course, Denzel Washington, Dakota Fanning. Um, Guys, spoilers ahead. How come you haven't seen this? I mean, why are you looking me in my eyes right now and telling me really the truth on why you haven't seen this fucking movie? This is in 2004, guys. Tony Scott directed, ripped to Tony Scott. Um, you know what I mean? Why haven't you seen this? I'm Denzel. I'm gonna put a bomb up your ass, and I'm gonna tell you. You're gonna tell me, what's what, or I'm blowing you up. You know what I mean? How come you haven't seen this movie? Boom. No, Man on Fire, man. I remember like the previews back in the day for this coming on TV. I think the marketing was pretty hot on this. I did see it was a 60 to 70 million dollar budget, whatever, and it made only 130 million. Should have waited a lot more. It probably did. But anyways, guys, I want to discuss this movie because I love it. I mean, so based loosely on a true story or on a true story, what have you. Whenever John Creasy, you meet Denzel Washington, who's Mr. Creasy here. He is called in by Christopher Walken, a pal of his, down to Mexico to do a job, a protection job. He's a bodyguard, Mr. Creasy, and you can tell right off the bat he's depressed. He's a drinker. He's an alcoholic, guys. Wow, and he's really, guilty for the things he's done. He even ex Walken right in the beginning. Thank God will forgive us for what we've done. And Walken's like, no, and it's crazy. So he has problems, right? So anyway, he gets all clean shaven and everything for this job. He meets Dakota Fanning. That's his job, is to take care of Dakota Fanning. A lot of kidnappings are happening in Mexico at this time. So he takes care of Dakota Fanning. Um, and he doesn't want a relationship with her. He doesn't want to bond with her or anything. Creasy is actually on the edge, guys. He's so on the edge. He's actually going to commit suicide here. At the house, whatever. He's just going to fucking throw himself. And he doesn't do it. The gun jams. He calls Walken. He says, "You ever heard of a gun jam?" And he's like, "No." And he's just like, so he saves the bullet or what have you. He thinks it's a lucky omen. After that happens to him, he starts to open up a little bit to the Dakota Fanning, to the little girl here, and he does, and he opens up to her. They do gain this relationship. This is the scene I was telling you about. Fucking Denzel, man. You really buy that madness, and then you buy the love that he develops for Dakota Fanning, and so he develops this bond and love, guys, and then the movie progresses to a piano scene where he takes her to a piano lesson and he's listening to her play the piano. It's really good, but there's a setup happening around him. Creasy notices this, and yep, it's a setup for a kidnapping, guys. An ambush here on Mr. Denzel. They get the best on him with Denzel. He's not able to save Dakota. Miss Fanning is kidnapped. Creasy's hit a couple times, several times. He's laid up in an animal hospital. Cops are afraid to take him to a real hospital because these are dirty cops that ended up doing this kidnapping on Dakota. So a lot of mix-up, a lot of shit here. So anyways, Creasy takes it upon himself. He's still wounded really bad, but he gets out of bed because what happens is they fuck up the drop, all right? Somebody steals the money, they fuck the drop up, so the kidnapper's like, yo, fuck, your girl's dead or whatever, and that's it, right? That's all we know, that she's dead. But Creasy wants revenge. So he's out for vengeance. And you can see here, he's out for it. So guys, revenge is a meal best served cold, according to Mr. Creasy. And he does his job. He hunts everyone down. He finally gets to the brother here of the kidnapper. He holds him hostage. He says, "Listen, I'm gonna kill your brother. If you don't tell me where you are, whatever, I'm gonna kill you, whatever." He wants revenge. He wants to kill everybody. But the dude's like, "Well, what about Dakota? You want her?" And he's like, "No, what do you mean? No." This is the shot comes in. He's like, "What do you mean? What are you talking about? She's dead." And he's like, "No, she's not dead. Do you want her?" And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "All right, well, meet me." He says here, bring my brother in a life for a life. I don't understand this part because if it's a life for a life and he's given his brother's life for Dakota's, I don't understand why Creasy has to give his life. So it's 2 for 1. That makes no sense. That always didn't make sense to me, guys. Please explain in the comments because that always fucked with me. And I watched this movie a million fucking times. It's like, why does he have to go with them? He doesn't have to go with them. He gave the brother up for Dakota. That's a great trade. Life for life, like he says. Why is it 2 for life? Because he's like, life for life and the life of you or some shit. It's like, no. Anyways, they go to this spot. They meet on a bridge. You see Dakota. She's let loose. Creasy hugs her. The music is great. I believe the music is from Gladiator. It's from the one composer. It's cool. It's greatly used in this movie. So this scene ramps up with the music. Great music in this film. And you get emotional, bro, because he's dying, and he's like, "Where are you going?" He's like, "The Blue Bayou, whatever, and they hug and kiss, and he's like, go to your mother, go." And she goes and hugs her mother. That's the last thing he sees. And Creasy is taken off in a car where he dies from his wounds, from his previous gunshot wounds. He dies in the car, And that's the end of the movie of Man on Fire. Is it a man on fire? You fucking ain't right. It's a man on fire. And mad respect to anybody who does what they got to do for the righteousness of life. All right. So props off to Creasy, Denzel, Tony Scott, Dakota Fanning. This movie's fucking legendary. Rhoda Mitchell as well, and Mr. Anthony's in this as well. The singer Mark Anthony. He's not bad, man, for the little parts he plays. Mickey Rourke's in there as well. So, Man on Fire, guys. I recommend you see it. 2004. Please see this fucking movie one time. Tell me if you cried the first time. Tell me if you cried the second time. But tell me if you cried the first time, please. I cried like a little baby on the bridge scene. Thank you guys for listening to this rant review. Peace.